Today I wanted to share with you some of the best fire starters that you can use when you're starting a fire to do some cooking. If you're watching this video, there's a good chance you love to cook with fire or you're very interested in it, and if you're not, I challenge you to go out there and do some cooking with fire and cooking differently, and subscribe to the channel because we do a lot of cool stuff here. So I always use cotton balls to get my fire started. You could use anything fibrous that's really good at soaking up whatever kind of fuel you use to get it started with. You can even use cat o' nine tails, anything out in nature that's around you that you think would soak up some of this alcohol or some of these fuels. And in the past, I've always used petroleum jelly, and I'll just dip the cotton ball in there and then give it a good light, and it'll get my fire started. Sometimes I have a little bit of trouble. And then some other things that I've used to cook with actual fuel, or this is 91% rubbing alcohol. And my favorite, of course, is denatured alcohol. I buy it by the gallon. But today what I wanted to do is test to see which one of these will burn the longest from each of the fuels, and the hottest, and overall would be best at starting a fire. So here we go. That's the petroleum jelly. This is the 91% alcohol. Oops. And this is the denatured alcohol that I have in a smaller container. As I've said in other videos, as I'm sure common sense will tell you, whenever you're dealing with fuel and fire, always want to use caution and do so at your own risk. But that being said, it's very cool to cook differently and try these new things. So here we go. Now we're about a minute into it. Already you can see that the petroleum jelly on the left is already starting to smolder and kind of conk out. The one in the middle, the 91% rubbing alcohol, kicks up a really high flame and it's doing great. And then on the right is the denatured alcohol, which is probably burning, I don't know, twice as hot as the rest. So that alone will probably help get your fire going much quicker. But now it looks like it's going to be a race between the rubbing alcohol and the denatured alcohol. And now we're at about the 2-minute mark, and both of the rubbing alcohol and the denatured alcohol are both still going strong. Obviously, both of these would have already gotten a fire going by now. I'm still kind of a fan of the denatured alcohol in this experiment because it's burning so much hotter, and as you can see with the blue flame. But you know, I've seen where other people use sawdust and fill it with alcohol or whatnot as a fire starter. That's a great alternative. But I like these cotton balls because you can just kind of stick them in a small plastic container, like this right here with a lid. Or you can put them in a Ziploc bag and just take them wherever you go, and they both do, you know, they're very portable. So you just kind of stick it wherever, a hole or on a grate or whatever, and just light it up and you're ready to go. Now we're at about the 4-minute mark. Either one of these I obviously would take in the woods with me, or even to light my chimney in the backyard to cook on, or whatever. Both of these would be great fire starters. I like the rubbing alcohol because it's a fraction of the price, probably a third or a fourth of the price of the denatured alcohol. But the denatured alcohol, as you could have seen in the last few minutes, burns so blue and so hot and so intense that it'll get just about anything going, probably even wet twigs. But as we get closer to about the 4.5 mark, you can see they're both kind of trickle off at the same time. Question is, what do you want? Do you want one that's hotter? Do you want one that, because as you can see, they both burn about the same time. Overall, you'd be good with either one of these. It's just a matter of preference, and especially if you're using denatured alcohol to cook with, like on a small stove, and you already have that in the woods with you, and on a separate occasion you're cooking with a fire or whatever. I don't know, it's a judgment call, your call, but I mainly put together this video just to show you how it looks when they're burning and which is the best, which I'm not sure we have a real clear winner. So anyways, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.